Have you ever felt like you were doing all the work, delivering results, staying ready, not just getting ready, and still somehow you were continually getting overlooked in your jobs? Hi, I'm Daphne Jones, and I help high-achieving professionals to lead with greater clarity, to elevate how they are seen, and to position themselves for the opportunities that they truly deserve. Now that I am in my 60s, let me tell you one of the most important lessons that I wish I understood more deeply in my 30s. And that's that success at work is not just about how well you perform. Now, let me be clear. Performance does matter. You need to know your craft, you need to do excellent work, and you need to be dependable, capable, and trusted. You need to be able to deliver on time with higher quality and with a greater impact than once might have been imagined, with measurable impact and outcomes that helps make the company great. But if you think that performance is the only thing that matters, then you are missing the bigger picture. Performance is necessary, but it is not sufficient. There's a framework that I often come back to. It's called PIE, P-I-E. P is for performance, I is for image, and E is exposure. Let me break it down a little bit. Performance, or P, is the quality of your work. Image is how people experience you and what they associate with your presence. It's like your brand. And exposure is about who knows you, who has seen your work, who has positional and organizational and experiential power, and who is lifting up your name on your behalf when you are not in the room and you're not on Zoom. A lot of talented people overinvest in performance and they underinvest in image and exposure. And my mother told me, Daphne, keep working hard, somebody will notice. That sometimes works in the early part of your career. But many times as you begin to mature, that is just simply not enough. And it's not because you're not able or capable. It's because visibility and the perception of others matter in leadership, not just how you perform. That's why image matters. And when I say image, I don't mean you got to be fake or be performative. I mean being intentional. I mean understanding, what does your presence communicate? Every time you show up in a room, does it show leadership? Do people trust your judgment? Do you present yourself as somebody who is ready for greater responsibility? Do you sound clear, composed, and credible? Are you always making excuses for what may have gone wrong? Or do you own up and take responsibility? Are you always on time? Or are you always just a few minutes late? All those things is your image. As you rise in your career, though, even higher, exposure often carries more weight than people want to admit. The higher you go, the less people can directly observe all of your work, which means they are making judgments based on what they've heard, maybe what they've seen, how you show up, and whether your name has entered the right conversations. So yes, you can be brilliant and still be invisible. You can be a hard worker and still be mispositioned. You can be qualified and still be passed over if the right people do not see your value clearly. And if I were talking to my 30-year-old self right now, I would say, yes, master your craft. Be good. Be great at it. But do not stop there. Be excellent and make sure excellence can be seen with your image. Build relationships. Speak up with substance. Put yourself in rooms where your name can travel. Be thoughtful about how you present, how you communicate, and how you contribute. Don't put yourself in every place, but put yourself in the right places where investment of your time and your presence will pay dividends. I've learned the hard way there's such a thing as being underexposed and being overexposed. Learn the difference between the two and navigate wisely. This is not about your ego. This is about stewardship. And if you know you have value, then part of your responsibility is making that value visible enough to create the impact that you are meant to have. So I encourage you to get this book by Harvey Coleman. It's called Empowering Yourself, Organization Game Revealed. And I tell you, if you didn't know that there's a game going on in the organization and that you need to know the rules so you can play to win, well, now you know. And if you know, you know. This book changed my career, and I have given it to my 17-year-old nephew who is living with us now as he looks to do well in basketball and looks to do well in school. So he can apply it as he learns to do basketball. He can apply it in his school interactions, and whether it's be high school now or college in the future. So ask yourself, how strong is my performance? Because everything starts there. What does my image communicate? And where do I need greater exposure? Because if one of these three things is weak, it will slow your growth, it'll slow your role, and in ways that you may not immediately recognize. So in the next video, I'm going to be talking about why you have to believe in impossibilities, and to stop calling something impossible just because it hasn't happened yet. Do you want to win in your 60s? Well, the clock starts now.